people have been shocked that there are DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion administration. So many administrators who are there to help students of different minority groups, and they're just, it's a real burgeoning part of what universities are about, both in hiring and in the promotion, and in every dimension you can think about. This is what now permeating how universities think of the students, think of their faculty, think of their mission. And what people noticed, and I think it's really striking and revealing, is that since October 7th, there have been a lot of anti-Semitic attacks and threats on college campuses. I mentioned earlier, I think it's Cornell, the students were so afraid of credible threats that they would be harmed that they had to hole up in their dorms. They didn't leave. There's a real outcry over this. And you see it with students marching on campus, shouting slogans that are unequivocally about eliminating Jews. So the river to the sea slogan, I don't care what people try to say to sanitize it or to pretend it means something other than let's kill all the Jews in Israel. That's what it means. And you might as well be chanting Nazi slogans, or you might as well be chanting what the crowd in Charlottesville in 2017 was chanting, which is the Jews will not replace us, which is based in a conspiracy fantasy about Jews taking over the world. That's what's going on college campuses. And people are saying, where are all the DEI administrators? Why aren't they coming in? Why aren't they helping the Jewish students who feel actually intimidated, actually facing aggression, not microaggressions, whatever that means in the framework of the DEI, but actual aggression and physical threats? And I think this is puzzling to people. So, Onkar, do you think this is a bug in DEI, or is it a feature? How do you think of this?
I think it's a feature of DEI. I think of DEI and its dominance at the university level, and there's in the administration, and there's DEI officers and so on. It's an offshoot of an academic doctrine of egalitarianism, and egalitarianism is a abstract formulation to justify hatred of the good for being the good. This was Ayn Rand's view of it. She wrote about it. You can read her analysis in one of the articles. It's an untitled letter, because it started to rise with John Rawls in the 1970s, and it took over academia. It started in the philosophy departments, but it went way beyond the philosophy departments. And something like DEI is just now the concrete execution of the egalitarian vision. And the egalitarian vision, what it means is hatred of the good for being the good. It was directly an attack on any individual of intelligence or ability. It's, you don't deserve your intelligence, you don't deserve your ability. Anything that flows out of that, you did not earn, you don't have a right to. It can and should be taken away from you, and will let you function only to the extent that you serve the people who are not intelligent, who don't have ability, who haven't earned anything. Putting it back to what we were talking about, to the anti-conceptual mentality, the people who have not put in any effort, any thinking, they're at the top. And the individual who has intelligence, ability, and who has exercised it, he's at the bottom. He doesn't count. He needs to be eliminated unless he's serving the people who don't achieve anything. That's what egalitarianism was about. And diversity, and equity and inclusion. Equity is just a synonym for the egalitarian vision. What they mean by equity is the egalitarian vision. And that's a vision that is about tearing down the people who earn something, who achieve something, who build. And so that when it happens to the Jews on campus, if they're seen as, yeah, but they're the representation of people who think, who actually exert ability. The Jews are now associated with, they have a lot of money, they build enterprises and companies, they're massive donors to the university and so on. You don't count if that's what you do in the egalitarian vision. And indeed, you need to be torn down. And so that that people are experiencing, like, aren't they turning a blind eye to it? No, they're not turning a blind eye. They know full well what it is, and their attitude is, yeah, this is what has to be destroyed.